Welcome back, everyone, to You've Already Peaked Gaming on this beautiful Tuesday. Tuesday?
Tuesday. Welcome back, everyone.
I
I would
am,
have known we were doing that. I would have jumped in on it
yeah.
with
I am Mila Kunitz. Well,
I'm Ron Burgundy. Fuck you, San Diego.
how's he been, man?
You know, just another day. Another day. Actually, you know what? It's not bullshit. It's been nice.
Yeah.
Been off today.
Yeah.
Feels nice.
Yeah. I was like, I got to work today. I was like, after last night, I was like, well, I'm a little tired.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you today, like, how the fuck you feeling?
It wasn't terrible. I I got up, got moving, was feeling okay, got to work. About midway through day though, I just like fucking crashed. It was like about lunchtime. I got some food. I put some food in my system, and then I was just like, oh my, I'm just trying so hard to stay awake. Like, thank God I still had like a couple cups of coffee left in the pot at work. I was just
Yeah.
fucking slamming it, trying to like wake up. So, and then I had to go out to a property. I just told my boss, I was like, it's not gonna be worth it for me to drive back to the office. So I'm just gonna go home early. He's like, yeah, good, yeah, get out of here. Perfect.
Literally, I planned on because like I wake up at like 5 a.m. like every day,
Mm-hmm.
and so does my girl. Well, she wakes up like 5:30, just a little later. And I was like, you know what, I'll wake up. I'll like try to like make her breakfast, make her coffee, tell her have a nice day at work, and then I'll just kind of crash back in bed. I woke up at 11:45. I slept like so late, and I was like, oh, like a baby. And like the first thing I thought, I was like, fuck, if I slept this late, I wonder how fucking Trevor feels.
Yeah, I was up and moving at like 6:30 this morning, and I was just like, I got this, no big deal.
4 hours. I am refreshed.
It was fine. The worst part is like we got off, and then I sat for like an hour and a half on my phone in bed, like trying to get tired to go to sleep. So it was like I don't think I crashed until like almost 3, and I was just like, ugh. And like Audrey
That's
started
what'll get you.
stirring at like 5:30. I was like, bitch, you need to go to bed or get out of the room. Like,
Oh,
um,
but it's fun though.
yeah,
It's fun. Learned a lot. I think we're making progress. You're teaching me the ins and outs of 7 days to die.
yeah. So definitely jumped in it like both feet in the water, hard mode. Like first couple nights, like threw some curveballs at us, and then we just had our first horde on that world. We put
Yeah.
on friendly fire. That was a whole event.
Yeah. Like first horde with Sean, that first world was like this was a horde, and this next one, the base definitely made it a little more hectic. Like we didn't take over that shotgun Messiah, so that it was a little more streamlined. They went straight to us.
Yeah, I
And
think
then the friendly fire, friendly fire definitely threw everybody for a fucking loop.
I think I lit Sean on fire more times throughout the night than I lit zombies on fire. Like,
Got me twice,
yeah,
dude. Just the electric fence.
yeah. And I didn't even set that up for Horde Night. Like, I set that up after we fucking got
Yeah.
zapped by it more often. Oh man,
Sean,
turn it off, turn it off. But 7 Days to Die, like super interesting game, right? Like I don't know where you discovered or heard about it. Like you said that you had played with someone that was talking about it, right?
I played Valheim, and there was a guy. I think he came from 7 Days to do Valheim, and we never played with him, but he's like a fellow streamer. And just like in his streams and stuff, he'd be like, "Oh, you should do like this. It'll get you there." Like he'd give us the like little like tidbits of information without like making it like too easy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And but he would play Valheim, and when we all finished Valheim, he kind of like just went back to like 7 days, just fucking around. And I'd seen like a little bit here and there. I didn't understand it, and I didn't realize it was basically like fucking Valheim before Valheim. and all that. And like a lot of the mechanics are the same. And this was the first time I really like gave it a shot. You know, I've had other people say like you should play 7 Days to Die. Win was actually trying to get us to play 7 Days to Die, and I was like, "Fuck off, nerd!" And all it took was Trevor. So just fucking play it, man. Like, okay, I'll get it.
It's such a fucking unique game in its own right. Like, and I don't know if I'm that weird gaming millennial generation of where like Minecraft to me was so much fun. And I know like it is in its own right, like its own kind of kiddie game. It very like it's like it's borderline Roblox at this point, right?
Yeah.
But when like Minecraft first came out, it was just this voxel world, completely destructible environments, full base building, like day night cycle with like zombie spawns and things like that. With there wasn't, you know, all these dungeons and end bosses and all this stuff when the game first came out. And so it was just a sandbox game that you can play in and build in. And it was fucking great. It was so much fun. And like there's a group of people, and I would have to imagine people like myself where it was just like, all I want to do is just build fucking dope ass shit all day long. And, you know, just hang out and basically have a Lego set that I can just put together. And as this genre is kind of like grown over the years, so which is it's super interesting because like Fortnite started off as something like that, right? So like I paid in, and like this is one of the reasons why I hate Epic Games, and not for any like big reasons, but like fuck you guys, right? Because I spent a ton of money on their Destroy the World game. So when Fortnite first came out, it was about base building. It was like horde building and all these different things, and it was like defending the base and like growing all this stuff. And I had just come from 7 Days, so like it was like, I don't know, alpha 15 or 16 or whatever the hell it came out. And so I spent a bunch of money on this, and I was like, this is dope, this is so much fun. And then of course, you know, the boom of the BR phase, and Fortnite was like, oh well, we made this free game mode, right? Even though you paid into a game that we promised we want to release, it's in alpha, we're going to give you a game. Oh, here's this free BR mode, fuck around in it, it blows up, right? Huge fucking thing. And then they're like, okay, well, we're just going to stop production on the other one. Like, what happened to all the fucking money I gave you for the game that I really wanted? Like, can I get that back? So I
small peanuts now.
Bro, small peanuts. That's what I'm saying. Nothing at that point. And
they
so
got
like
Ariana Grande concerts going on in there. They don't give a fuck about your money.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So what does it matter? So like I remember emailing them. I was like, hey, since you guys are canceling this, I would love, you know, to see if I can get my refund back for what I produced. They sent me a fucking whoever it was, whatever douchebag sent me this
kid in the mailroom.
Yeah, like in the like terms and service that I signed, like your money is going towards a game, but it may not end up being the exact game that you've like kickstarted or whatever. I was like, you fucking pieces of shit. I was like, whatever. So ever since then, I haven't played Fortnite. Like everybody's like, oh, come play. No, I'm good. Anyway, coming back.
I mean, if you want though, Fortnite Friday.
Yeah, I'll come and talk shit the entire time.
Yeah, I'll just be in the Discord call. Fuck this game. Fuck you for playing it. Fuck you for supporting him. Fuck Ariana Grande while I'm at it. Pete Davidson all the way.
Which sucks because I'm also like, Fortnite's fucking huge, and I respect how big it is and how much money it's worth. You know what I mean? Like in the gaming world.
Yeah, especially seeing it from this point and going up. 100%. You just feel like you got fucked on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I definitely not feel like I did. I 100%. But I mean, in that long scheme of things, it's like looking at that game and that game company, they've done a lot. You know, even in itself, like I still have games on the Epic launcher because there was games I couldn't get. Like Borderlands 3 released on Epic launcher. Like there was only one way to play it. I wasn't gonna sit fucking half a year. You know, so like I
begrudgingly staring at your computer screen for 30 minutes.
You know, I'm like I'm a hypocrite at my own self. Like, fuck Epic, but here, take my money for this other game. Yeah. You piece of shit. But
Borderlands.
I mean, but that's,
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some sacrifices you gotta make. You know.
Yeah.
But circling all the way back is that, you know, games like that type of base building and like having enemies to like fight against have just always been my top of my list. Green Hill, Project Zomboid, 7 Days to Die, Fortnite when it was what it was, Minecraft. I love playing these types of games. I
Hmm.
love that type of world. But something about 7 days, and I think I was telling you the other day, it's this like impending seventh day doom of like whatever you do in game, have fun, but eventually you're gonna meet a demise if you don't pay attention to it. So like, yeah, go out and do quests. Yeah, go out and farm fucking enemies. Go out and get mats. But like, you got to put a base together. And you're like, if you don't put a base together, you're gonna hurt. And so
Yeah.
I just like something just keeps bringing me back to this game over and over. It's just been so much fun.
Well, what I like about it is that aspect, but like it's got like a little bit of everything. There are the quests. There is like the progression of the game that kind of keeps you grinding these quests and exploring and moving around and doing everything. Even for a game like that, when you pick up guns, the gunplay feels good. Coming
Yeah,
from a first person shooter, like feels great, and it's just a lot of fun.
yeah.
But the base building, yeah, it's intense.
It's. I think because I've been playing it by myself for so long, having people in the world has been a whole nother like and me and Sean and other people had played it in the past together, but like eventually those people just kind of like teeter off and they go around.
Yeah,
So I just keep constantly playing solo. Something about it having groups of people doing like all the different like job or like how we're doing like splitting up different tier trees so we
yeah.
can have people crafting certain things is so like fucking above and beyond, and it's just so sick to see. And it's like this is a ton of fun. You can have one person just being like Sean, just a pure like harvester of like all the raw materials. Like that dude is just mole manning it out, and it's
Yeah.
like you've been just like fucking like hitting POIs and like doing missions and stuff like that. And like I've been upgrading bases and things. It's just been nice to like have that, you know.
I was gonna say, even today, when I fix my oh, by the way, no more technical difficulties, everybody. Knock
For
on
now.
wood. I'm
For
not gonna
now.
knock on my desk though, just in case. Um, Even just today, like after I got my computer up and running and fixed, hopefully, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put some time into this. Sure enough, like when you get to that, you're like, oh fuck, like I gotta think a lot more about like where my skills go. So
Yeah.
being able to designate certain people, we all kind of go our own path, but we can all work together is sick.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also sick too because like at a certain point, because there's so many different biomes that we can go to, and like going to that other trader in the desert or whatever, it's not unheard of that. Well, maybe in our world because like it can be sketchy because we don't know when that horde is going to show up because we have that
Yeah.
leeway. But even so, you can play around it. It's okay if like a couple people like fuck off and like go find a new spot and like put up their own base
Yeah.
and then go and like teeter out in the world and do a bunch of shit and kind of get things like situated over there. So then when we eventually do migrate to that location, we already have something like set up. And it's just like that type of like, and then the amount of things that you can do in the game. The mods are unbelievably crazy. Like the community that like plays 7 days and like mods for this game is like hats off. These guys are incredible at what they do. There's so
Yeah.
much cool shit. Um
A
and
lot of content for a game that isn't officially out.
bro,
Right.
and for like a long period of time, right? 2013 or 2014. It's too long to still be an alpha. Yeah,
I'm
it's a
looking forward to chickens.
Glock
You
9 did
sent me
that.
that video.
Glock
Oh my
9,
god.
yeah. It's fantastic. And it's like and stupid shit like that is like super fun. One-offs where you just like spend the day, put the game on pause, build like some crazy contraption, and then like bring in a 7,000 day horde and just like let's go. Let's see if we can survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so much fun, and it's just endless. Every time you start the game, I build everything on a random gen world, so it's like nothing's in the same spot. Everything
Yeah.
changes, and so like it's fun. It's interesting. We just happen to stumble upon the firehouse in this place, and
Yeah. We have fun ones. I'm looking forward to desert
yeah,
and what that may bring. I
danger.
saw the yeah. Yeah. Hey, we're here for it. I'm learning. I'm
I've
learning.
I want
learning fast and learning hard.
Yeah,
Don't
you
shoot
are.
Trevor in the head.
Yeah.
That friendly fire.
Okay, it was fine. Sean, god damn it. Like it's part of me. Like, right? I play the permadeath world. I'm like, I don't die. I am
I
like
knew it was gonna hurt you.
I was like, I am not going to die. Yeah, I've got this infection. I can deal with it. I just gotta figure out the mats, gotta hit these things hard. Cause then, like, if all you do is just die and get rid of all this stuff, it it kind of takes away that challenge a little bit. Sean,
I know.
Cat me right in the back of the head.
But I lost my infection. Sean lost his infection from dying.
I lost mine.
He messaged me in Discord. He's all, we gotta kill him. He's using all the honey. All right.
So I guess there was a tactical strat. It just means I gotta rank up the difficulty. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, easy, buddy.
I want to go shorter days, fewer days in between hordes, and then harder difficulties.
As it progresses?
After this next horde, yes. After this next horde, we're gonna rank it up. Just go up one more. I feel like okay, we're getting to the point where like we're starting to get enough like weapons and ammunition.
Yeah.
And like we're able to start crafting our own like meds and things like that. That it's not going to be that difficult. The biggest deal with us is going to be not killing one another. You don't think so? We're already at concrete. We're already dumping concrete into the base.
You give us shorter days though. We need to build another base.
That's true, but it doesn't mean that
mass harvesting, getting everything ready for a new base.
But it doesn't mean we have to leave our current base. Like we can just have it set up, and then hordes up. Let's get over back to our main base.
Shorter days, more frequent hordes.
Yeah,
and you want to spend 3 hours out of the day to go back and forth from a new base. All right, hey, no. I'm up for the challenge. I'm just explaining it to you how I'm hearing it.
Yeah, it sounds fucking hectic, right?
Butt fuck. I want pure butt fuck.
I mean,
we're gonna do pure butt fuck.
I mean, if we want, we can have a horde every night. I can leave the settings as they are. No higher difficulty. Keep the difficulty where it is. Have a horde every night.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't tell Sean.
Shouldn't tell Sean.
You should just do it.
Set it.
Just do it.
Just set it.
Run it.
See how long he catches on before the night's red. Like, what the fuck's happening?
Oh, there must be a glitch in the game.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. That's weird. What did you do, bro? What did you shoot? Yeah. But I mean, we could, and like if that just turns into a complete shit show, then we can just switch the settings back. It's no big deal.
Yeah. But
horde.
Let's run four.
So I was just thinking because we have the leeway. Because we're doing 5 days with like 2 day leeway. We're already over that day 5, right? So like we're obviously coming on to like we're just waiting for the next 2 days for a potential horde. So it's either shorten it down and still have that leeway, so you still wind up with a 5-day horde, or we change some settings around. Because I think what's happening now is that because we have 3 people, because we're building for 3 people, and we're divvying up stats between 3 people, these hordes are like. We've got SMG turrets set up. We're having now electrical, like we're actually putting base defenses together. Like I feel like hordes are going to start becoming like not easy. Because you're like the difficulty of hordes come via difficulty of days. So like a day 7 horde is going to be a lot easier to kill than a day 30 horde. So if we have a 5-day leeway with a couple extra days, we're still going to be dealing with the same difficulty as zombies in each horde. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So like it's just more shit we have to deal with. Plus it's just better experience too. Yeah. So I don't know. There's options.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly passionate about this game. It's very
I can feel it.
It's very stupid.
I'm starting to get there. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah, you were jiving last night. You were going, man. Saw you hopping around.
I'm excited. I still don't really understand like where I should be spending my points yet. I need to do some more research into which trees and like how to basically plan out your character, because it's like that's like what it has it like Valheim didn't, Valheim it's like everything you do. If you jump more, you get more agility, you run more, you get more stamina, everything like that.
I remember that.
And this is kind of like you have to pick and choose, and like you like you said, like there is like resets, but like I don't really know the clear path yet. I haven't played it enough to figure out like what I want and how I get it out of the character.
A cool
But I
thing.
feel like
Go ahead.
once I do, like you and Sean already kind of got it like nailed in. Like like, oh, I'm gonna go heavy fortitude. I'm putting this in strength.
Right.
Who's gonna do perception, shit like that. Like once I figured that out, I think that's when we start doing like the weird challenges. You know?
I'm totally once you get it, an easy way that I learned, I know this sounds stupid, but it also comes from I think my background in like playing MMOs a lot is read everything. Right? Not like the schematics we pick up, but I mean like literally go through each of the trees and see what's in each of the trees and what each of the trees do. And then like look under the schematics, like go to the workbench and like pull up the weapons list and see what weapons are in there. And be like, oh, that looks like a fucking dope ass weapon to play with. What is it? Oh, it's an assault rifle. Okay, go back to the tree. What's in the assault? What tree is that under? Oh, it's under this tree. What else is in this tree? Oh, X, Y, and Z. Start reading each of them. Be like, oh, that'd be kind of dope to fuck around with. Oh, that's kind of cool to play with. And like as you read it, like because the game does a piss poor job of explaining how to like combine certain atmospheres or like have certain things like working together, but it does a good job of like having good tooltips. So at least like being able to see, oh, if I go down to rank 3 of Demolisher, these are the things that I'm going to unlock in that tree. And then that kind of like allows you to kind of fuck around with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
you have to put the time in to research it to know where you want to go.
While also defending. Doing
while also
mission.
defending. Like while I should be wrenching on cars, getting us engines, but yeah, no, I understand. I should take the time. Cool.
I mean, that's kind of why I'm here, right? I'm the wiki page.
Yeah.
You know,
Trevor, what's this? Like, oh, well, it's 15 minutes later.
Sit down,
so anyways,
my child.
Put in an assault rifle.
Yes, exactly. That's all like, your decision the other day. Should I take the bike or should I take the bundle of books?
Oh, yeah.
There's that risk reward. Risk reward.
Yeah.
What happens, you know? I mean, and it was
risk one.
Yeah, that was real bad. It was real bad.
Congratulations, you can punch faster. This does nothing for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, that's.
And now Sean's bikeless, or I'm bikeless.
Well,
somebody's always bikeless.
Mini bike is on the way.
I've
got everything ready to craft, so we just need a couple more wheels for 2 more. It's nothing, man. Easy. I just gotta figure out how to get acid. Yeah.
That's the other thing that really impresses me is like how much everything breaks down. Like every single thing you can scrap it, and how there are so many little tiny individual components that you have to know, understand, and plan for.
Yeah.
For all these things.
Yeah. And also how so much of each of those individual little mats work with so many different things. So as you start to craft, you like, oh, do I pick and choose X item or do I pick this item? Like, oh, I only have enough for one of these. What's more valuable? What's more important? You know, and like that itself like plays, because like right now, like other than really just the wheels at this stage, we don't need acid for anything else. Right? So it's like, just fucking right yet.
Yeah.
So just make the wheels, you know, whatever. But like later in the game, it's like, oh, we might need it for something else. You know, it's like so.
Which also just lends itself to how crazy you must be playing single player, getting all the mats for one person. It's a whole different beast.
Well, and you got to think I have it still set like default hour time, so like every day is 1 hour, and so I had a day 200 world. I had a day 300 world. When I had the Darkness Falls mod, I had a day 260 before the game updated and it wiped my whole save, and that one just felt bad. I got a day 70 right now in Alpha 20, and then we're on day
11.
Yeah,
10 or 11.
10 or 11, and then in our other one we're in day 8, and then me and Sean's world we're day 24 or 21.
You get a cool 1,000 hours.
Yeah, I just keep playing the game. It just keeps stacking, you know. It's like, but that's the thing. Like, you don't even realize it, because like if you restarted a new world after every 7 days, like 7 hours of gameplay, like it just adds up. You just learn. You just know where to go. I just don't, like every time I start the game, you get the 4 experience points. I know exactly where those 4 are gonna go. This, and this. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, the beginning game is easy.
Which explains a lot, like your knowledge of the POIs. Careful, someone's about to drop down. Turn to your left, there'll be a zombie.
I try not to do that too much because I'm like, oh yeah, let you guys experience the POIs and like do it. But there's also ones I'm like, I'm fucking behind you and we have friendly fire. Like I don't want to die here.
There's that too. The friendly fire definitely adds.
It's a whole nother ball game.
Oh man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So hopefully Sean can get on tonight. We can fuck around in the world.
Yeah, I got a couple hours I can throw around.
Be fun, bro. Did you see that whole thing I sent you today? With I don't know if you caught it when I was sending it earlier. Remember I was talking about how crazy it was going to be with this whole Activision Blizzard takeover by Microsoft.
Oh, I didn't even see this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I did see something about this last night when I was going to bed. But, and excuse me if I just sound like horribly ignorant, what the fuck does Bungie have anymore?
Oh yeah. I mean, Destiny 2 is huge, and we're talking about. I think I just sent you.
Bungie still under Destiny?
Yeah, they're main developers of that game, and they're coming out with an expansion next month.
Okay.
And so when Microsoft acquired Bungie, they acquired Bungie for, I think it was like.
So now we have Halo in Microsoft and Halo in PlayStation.
Yeah, well, I think Halo rights is done. I think anything that was Bungie Halo, that's why, like, okay, so if you have an original Xbox copy of Halo, you have a Bungie game. I think it was Halo up to Halo 2, right? Because Halo 3 was 343, or is that? No, that was
ODST.
Bungie. ODST was 343. Yeah, so Bungie did 3, the third one, right? So any of those original games for console, you have a Bungie game, but all of the re-releases for like collector's edition or whatever the hell it is, like those are all, I think, under the Microsoft, like, because they own the rights of it. I think Bungie's still like referenced as developers, but like because they've updated all the graphics and other stuff, it's technically like something different in its own way.
Yeah.
But I think Microsoft acquired Bungie when they originally picked them up in like 03 or 04, whatever the hell it was, for like $320 million or something crazy. Sony just bought Bungie for like $2.1 billion or some fucking ridiculous number. It's like, that's
people out there spending money
for a free-to-play game. See, that's the biggest thing too. Like Destiny 2 is free to play. For the most part. I mean, I obviously got to get like DLCs and stuff, but that's huge. And the community is massive. They still go.
Yeah.
Paul Tassi is he's a game writer, a journalist for Forbes magazine, or Forbes just in general. I follow his Twitter. He is a fucking massive Destiny 2 nerd. Like a hardcore. Like anything that comes out Destiny 2, he is like on it, like flies on shit.
Hey, there are devout people out there. And I respect it, you know. Destiny 2, how old is it? You guys still going at that? Cool.
Yeah, how old is Destiny 2?
I know. It's like at a certain point, I'm trying to think of like what Halo for a little bit, but after a while I was like, oh god, like you guys are fucking burning me out on this. Like just like how they kept re-releasing stuff. But I'm trying to think of like franchises that have like such rabid fans. It's like World of Warcraft,
Dark Souls franchise.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots.
I guess Call of Duty. I mean, I guess there is like people, but like continually one game, just keep burning it.
Good point. Yeah, one, like not even just like IP. Like Destiny 2's been out since 2017.
Yeah, and still
just hammer. Oh, Borderlands 2 has one of the craziest communities I've ever seen. There are still people that play Borderlands 2 and are farming like weapons that are like, they're on their like, you know, XXXXXXXX version of their like new game plus like playthrough.
Yeah.
And they're just looking for a gun that just has like the damage number on it is like 96483942555, and they're just looking for the one that ends in a 6. You know what I mean? And they just
Yeah.
farm that bot. Like that shit to me is fucking bananas. And like
Yeah.
if you go to their subreddit, they are just like posting it. Like, look what I got. And people are like, oh my god, they just blow up. Like, let me get in world and I'll trade you for this. They do like in-game trades over items. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I guess like Diablo 2 is kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Especially for something being like fucking a legit 20-year-old game. Even up until like Resurrected. Like I picked up Diablo 2 again thinking that I'd be able to import like my old characters over to Resurrected. Didn't work like that.
Sure.
And I understand why. But like even just like hopping back in there's still people like just grinding. I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't realize it was still this active.
Yeah, dude. And like not only just that active, but like multiplayer active. Like people in like live worlds and doing shit. Like it's bananas like how much. Well, that was the thing, and again, this all rolls back to this whole like Blizzard player base is that Blizzard fans, I mean, of old Blizzard are like diehards. They're the people that would literally take a bullet for like anyone in that company. Like, swear to you.
Yeah.
And that was like when Warcraft 3 came out. So Warcraft 3 is this great fucking game. The reason we have games like Dota 2 and Dota 1 in general was a mod from Warcraft 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like Dota 2 came out, Valve like ran the whole thing. There was a huge legal battle between Blizzard and Valve during that time period because all the characters in Dota are characters of World of Warcraft or the Warcraft universe in general. So there was like this huge fucking legal thing. Anyway, Warcraft 3 has some of the most incredible mods that people have like built in game because their modding engine was just so fucking dope. There's like, it's an RTS obviously, but they had like a DBZ game and all these different things. It was fucking cool. It came out with Reforged, took the whole mod community away. People that owned the original game that they could still go in and do all the mods and stuff. Blizzard had it on their launcher. Well, when you bought the Reforged, it wiped away the original game. And so no one could get back into their original game to play. And like, it was fucking dirty, and people were so angry about it. And it was like, and it's like watching a community that is your diehard fan. It's getting fucked over, and then people defending that, like, no, it's okay, man. They made a mistake. It's a new game. Let's try something new. Like, I don't think that's how that works. But it is funny seeing like, and the other thing I sent you was the FTC is now FTC is now looking into the acquisition of Microsoft and Blizzard. This whole thing, like they're going through it. Like Federal Trade Commission, like getting involved with like business because of like everything that's happened. Like that's kind of scary. Like especially after acquiring like a $300 billion like deal or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Or no, what was it, 80 billion or whatever fucking ridiculous ass number.
It was a ridiculous amount of money. I think anything over $1 billion, I just nod my head and go, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's an unfathomable amount of money. Yeah, 1 billion or 100 billion is like pretty much the same.
It's the same amount to me. Yeah. You start getting into the tens of thousands. That's numbers I can understand.
Yeah. It's like looking at how much I make a year. That's how I.
So what exactly is the FTC?
Well, so this is where
investigating, like to prevent like a monopoly, or
I think that's what they're jumping into. I think those are the ideas behind it. I'm not sure how deep into this because it had like the deal hasn't been done yet. I don't know how far into this is going to go, but I would assume it has to be like monopoly related because you have companies that like start soaking up this entire industry. Like they pick up all these, like, as long as the tech isn't like hindered by places like Microsoft or things, because like you like think about it, Epic in general, owns Unity, or no, is it Unreal? The Unreal Engine. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so they own Unreal. So like Unreal Tournament and everything, that's all Epic. Like that's all originally set up by them. So them owning that in general is always been a real like, whoa, dude, careful with what you do and what you acquire. And that's why they have opened up the store in a sense of like, we don't want to own anything. We just want you guys to put your shit on there, and then we'll distribute it. We take a small fee. Cool,
Yeah.
no big deal. But if they started buying certain like companies or some things like that, that's where it gets kind of sketchy, because then, or if they start restricting, they purchase companies and then they start restricting who can use the Unreal Engine, like that can get real dangerous. And I think
Yeah.
that was a huge thing. I think FTC also just hit fucking Nvidia and AMD not too long ago over like productions of. I think it's all because of the shortage in superconductors or whatever,
Yeah.
and the Bitcoin farming. But I know that was a huge thing that they hit as well. So I don't know. It's interesting to see where this is all going to go. Like I was talking about the last time we had this conversation, it's like nothing got fixed before this whole purchase. So like Microsoft acquiring all these problems, I feel like is just going to be a fuck. It they're literally purchasing a dumpster fire, and they're just going like dragging it into the office. Like I can't imagine this being a good thing.
What's interesting to me is like, just speaking of like monopolies in general, and not the board game, because I'm not a child, I'm an adult. I know what a monopoly is. But when I learned about monopolies, I was always told it's like utility companies and usually like services and stuff that like we like generally use are like the big, like that's why you don't want a monopoly. You don't want one cell phone provider so they can basically dictate the terms of it and run it how they want to a point where it gouges a population, things like that. So whenever I think of monopoly, I think of power companies, water, things like that, things that almost like utilities, like things that you need in your life. And for gaming to come so far that the Fair Trade Commission's like, all right, we got to investigate this monopoly,
So
is wild to me.
And monopoly's kind of a weird way of putting it. Like I wouldn't. So like monopoly, like a big thing like monopoly was, right, is you got to think like back during like the 1920s and like pre, like was like steel industry, like
Yeah.
they owned all the rights to, like they owned all the mines where they got all their iron and everything from, and they owned all the factories, they owned all the coal. So like there wasn't any type of thing. So like now kind of remove the idea of monopoly and put in the word like antitrust, or in uh competitive market, I guess is the best way to
Mm-hmm.
put it. That
Yeah.
would be where I could see them, instead of it being a monopoly in the sense that they own all this stuff, is that if they soak up all this competition and they have all these big names and they've acquired all this stuff for lots of money and then triple that amount of money back based on what they've purchased, is it a fair and competitive market for, say, the younger guy, the dude who's the indie company trying to come up in the world and actually make something? Because if there's no like diversity in that type of thing, then you've scaled everything down. I think that's where FTC is like, we're gonna pump this back a little bit, because that's where you get into the point of not being allowing other people into the market, controlling it itself, and then you dictate all your funds, and then you just rank all that money up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you are right about like, you don't think of things like this. I guess maybe it's just because I just don't stare at like, Wall Street 24/7. But
Yeah.
like, it's got to exist everywhere. Like Tencent, for me, like thank God Tencent's not here in the United States, because that fucking company over in China owns everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, I don't think that there is something that they do not have their fingers involved in that isn't worth billions of dollars a year. Like they own everything, and that's scary to me. Like there is no such thing. Like everybody's like, "Oh, the Communist Party in China." It's like, yeah, it's because it's owned by Tencent. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they probably own some stuff over here too. We just don't know about it yet.
Oh yeah,
Super people.
yeah, yeah. Their net,
Oh.
yeah, Tencent's net income alone was only 36 billion in 2017. Kiss my ass. I don't believe any of that.
What about their shell corporations?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
conglomerates of the conglomerates that they own.
There was a tree somewhere. I'd have to find the picture. I'll send it to you when I get a chance. But it was like the umbrella tree of Tencent. Like, what does Tencent own? And it's just like, it's like, oh my god.
Looks like the Hollywood list of people that A-Rod gave herpes to.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. You gave Justin Timberlake herpes? Like, well, you had sex with this person who had sex with this.
Christ. Are you do you like Batman at all?
I am Batman.
Stop it.
Stop it. Oh, fuck. I was wrong. I was about to say, have you ever seen me and Batman in the same room? Didn't think so,
That's a
but
good point.
touche, here we go.
That's because it's usually I'm not in the same room with you.
That's true. This makes sense. No, keep them on while you tell me what you're about to tell me.
Not very easy to see through. So anyway,
there you go.
I am fucking rock solid. Like, I am a huge like DC nerd in its own right. I am so ready for the Batman movie to come out with Robert Pattinson.
Yes, the stuff said one thing.
I'm so ready for the Robert Pattinson movie with for the Batman to come out. Like, I don't care who plays Batman. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine with a sparkly teenage vampire. No. Even the point where like
Ben Affleck?
loved him.
Okay, continue.
I loved him. I thought he was an old, gritty ass, like year one Batman. It was perfect. He was just kind of like when we got into like Justice League, like and like Batman versus Superman, kind of like again. I think that's all writers. Writers all make that like really like gotta make it fun and goofy and laughy and shit like that. That's annoying. I never liked that. I hate that about the MCU, right? But outside of that instinct, I thought he just played like when it was just him and Jeremy Irons just talking about fucking just like negative shit or staring at like the Robin suit, like Tim Drake's outfit or whatever. And like just this like old, grizzled, angry, done dealing with bullshit like Bruce Wayne. Loved it. I thought he was a great character. Later stuff, like when it was in like the Justice League or like the Batman versus Superman, I was like, okay, you know, terrible writing. You know, Martha, what did you say? Like, all right, guy, come the fuck on, you know. But anyway, again, I don't give a shit who plays Batman in a sense. To a point where like even Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, and that movie was fucking horrible. That's like George Clooney. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought you were gonna go a different way with this. I was about to end it here.
Bad movie, but George Clooney was a fine Batman when it was like it was more jokey than anything else. But like as a Batman, it was like it was fine. Nipples were a little
testament to the time. It was a testament to the time that it was made.
Well, and especially after that's when like Joel Schumacher first came out as being like openly gay. Everybody's like, yeah, Joel, we've known for years. And he's like, oh, okay, well then I'm gonna make Batman and Robin. It was just like fucking fluorescent lights and like people just dancing for half the movie. It was like,
now the nipples make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because he did Batman Forever, right? With Val Kilmer and everything. And it was like that was like the teeter into like the neon stage and things.
Yeah, you saw it.
And you were like, okay, you know, a lot of face paint, a lot of sexy type of atmosphere about it. And then it was like he's like, yeah, I'm gay, and everybody's like, yeah, we know. And he's like, awesome. Oh my god, so much glitter. But again, okay, so then you transition. Then you got Nolan's Batmans with fucking Christian Bale. You know. Great movies. Great
immaculate conception of Batman for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, but then you also go back to like Val Kilmer for me has always been like Batman Forever is one of my favorite movies ever. And like it's not a great movie. Like it's good for its own right, but it was I think maybe it's just because I got a hard on for like 90s Val Kilmer.
Well, yeah, I mean
you know. But I thought he was a great Bruce Wayne. He was a fine Batman. It's no big deal, you know.
He was even better the Saint, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But coming from, I remember having the VHS of Tim Burton's Batman, and I think I watched that like twice a day for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
And then so you go from that Batman to the Val Kilmer one. It's like, ugh, this is not what I'm used to. What's going on here? And then yeah.
Yeah. I got like
Yeah.
12 of these sitting up there. Batman for me is huge. Like I am that lore. Michael Keaton Batman, like the first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson and the Joker and everything.
Yeah.
It was cool because it was just it was first time since you saw like Adam West. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
You know, TV Batman type of stuff. It was dark. It was gritty. Batman Returns was next level. I will never get the fucking image the first time I saw Danny DeVito when he's coming out and he's like, ah, and there's the fucking black shit's coming out of his mouth. I'm like, that shit is ingrained in my head, you know? It's just like as a kid watching it. Like,
and Catwoman. Fuck, has there ever been a better Catwoman?
God,
holy fuck.
So the thing about Batman in general, for me, what I've always loved about the superhero is that anybody can be Batman, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not about the Bruce Wayne. It's just about the dude in the suit kicking ass. Mm-hmm. And so as time has progressed, Michael Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne. That suit was a little stiff as Batman. You know, Val Kilmer was a great Bruce Wayne, a pretty okay Batman. George Clooney, it was its own thing. It's fine. And then you get to Christian Bale. Christian Bale was an awful Bruce Wayne. Awful Bruce Wayne. I couldn't stand his character, but I loved his Batman. Like, the later Bruce Wayne got a little bit better when he was up against Bane and everything. Like, there was a lot of, like, self-doubt and shit. It was really deep and dark.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, I thought, was a great Bruce Wayne and a very decent beginning Batman. And then I think once it got to Justice League, it was a shitty Bruce Wayne and an okay Batman. I think Robert Pattinson will be one of those shitty Bruce Waynes, like young, emo-y, like, my parents are dead. The world needs someone to take care of shit type of guy. But he looks fucking sick as Batman. Like
Robert Pattinson doesn't bug me as much as the thought of Ben Affleck doing it did. For the reason that Robert Pattinson, whatever the fuck his name is, I feel like he has something to prove, you know? Because he came from fucking, like, he did Harry Potter, and then he did Twilight, and then everybody just knew him as fucking Twilight. And then if you look at like his catalog, like since Twilight, like he takes these like weird obscure roles, and like he really tries to fucking like redefine himself. And I feel like he got typecasted where I think he could be good.
Well,
I'm not holding anything against him.
Did you ever watch was it Lighthouse with him and William Dafoe?
Jesus.
Bro, that fucking movie.
That
fucking movie. I sat the entire time just like,
went there,
what the fuck? Yeah. Jerk it with this dude.
Just fucking.
Oh man. But yeah,
things I'll never get out of my head. Willem Dafoe in that movie, and Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints dressed up like a hooker. There was a firefight.
God, great fucking movie. But you I think you're right. He's got something to prove.
Yeah.
All of the scenes so far that have had him in it are not flattering in any way. Like there's nothing.
You mean that we've seen already?
Yeah, in the trailers so far that which you've seen. Nothing about him has shown me flattering Bruce Wayne. He looks broken and distraught, totally fine. I'm okay with like year one Batman of like being like at a point of like height of revenge, right? And like not being able to like kind of split that personality up and just being like, I'm Bruce Wayne, but I'm really actually just Batman and I want to kill everything or like, beat the shit out of everything type of thing.
Yeah.
And like I like that type of character development. I'm totally down
The
with
mantle of responsibility hasn't hit him yet.
But some of the scenes of him as Batman just fucking fighting have been dope. Like I'm just like eyes wide, like this looks so fucking good. The Riddler looks dark and demented. Like the whole atmosphere of the movie looks dark and demented. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I like. I like a dark and demented Batman.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, 100%.
Sorry, Joel.
You had your shot, buddy.
Yeah.
When I mean,
chin, and Robert Pattinson fucking has it, dude. He's got a defined fucking chin. He's gonna look good in that.
That may be why George Clooney was so perfect, because that man's got a fucking chin.
Yeah. Jay Leno as Batman.
But like Family Guy jokingly big,
Yeah.
like the tick, it just like comes down.
The ultimate rendition of Batman. I have taken my final form. I want justice for Gotham.
Sir, can you back up from the mic? Your chin just keeps rubbing against it.
But in a Jay Leno voice, I want justice for Gotham. Always got a Cagney canter to it.
I'm not happy about Gollum playing fucking Alfred though.
You never know though. He might grow on you.
I mean, I love Andy Serkis like to death. He's great. But it is one of those things I'm like,
yeah, he's not Michael Caine, okay?
I don't care what anyone says. Jeremy Irons was a fucking perfect Alfred. Jeremy Irons was great. I thought he was a fantastic Alfred.
Well, I don't know the guy's name, but I'm going to say the best Alfred were from Batman Forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That old guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
Nailed it. Maybe the best part of the fucking movie.
Because he was in he was in all of them, right?
I think wasn't he in 3 of them?
Michael Gough.
He was like the only like carry-on character that helps give it some continuity.
Yeah, he was all the way to Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
With George Clooney. Wow. Yeah, he was in every one of those movies. Died in 2011 at the age of 95.
Give him a send-off. You did good. You did great.
He made over 150 film and TV appearances throughout his years. Oh, yeah, he was in... Wasn't he in Harry Potter, too?
Huh?
No.
As what?
No, he wasn't in Harry Potter. That's right. He was the old man. I'm just looking at an image here. He's the old man with the fucking goofy eye in Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping he was like that Mexican guy whose only role is Hector. Where it's Hector. I was just hoping it's like he played Alfred in Batman, but also all of his other credits were all just named Alfred.
That'd be dope. I want to be that guy, the Hector guy, but I want like shitty ass small cameos and everything. Like I'm a coffee barista. What?
just keeps just racking it up until he has the biggest IMDb page there is.
And I want to be in the most obscure movies too. Like I want to be in a drama. I want to be in different places. I don't want to be the Tim Burton like, oh yeah, I always hire ex-wife or whatever it is, or this person in my films. No, I just want like some random guy to be like, oh, he was in that film. Just put him here. I just need him to mop for 30 seconds of a scene.
With Hector on his fucking coveralls.
I'll be.
I mean, we could start a GoFundMe.
We could. I want to be that whatever that porn star's name is. Or like he's the doctor. He's like, oh, he's my wife's doctor. Oh, yeah.
The man of every role.
I love whenever his picture comes up, like there's always like a thread on like Imager or like Reddit where it's just like, oh, that's my wife's tennis instructor. Oh, really? That's my wife's mechanic. Like, oh, really? That's my wife's astronaut. Like,
my wife's astronaut. Oh, fuck.
Oh man. Yeah, but that movie comes out right before my birthday too. So if I gotta drive up to you, I think it comes out in like the 4th, the Batman movie. I'll drive up with you. Go see it.
Yeah.
I'll dress up if I have to. Oh no, it's
Actually,
probably a bad idea. Remember the
looks over at 3D printer. What can I make with you?
well, I just remember, didn't the guy dress up as a Joker and like shoot up the theater?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Probably just tasteful.
If you go as the Joel version, I think you'll be fine. Just lots of fucking rouge and glitter. Yeah, he's not doing anything.
He can't put a gun in those pants. I can barely see his dick.
Oh.
That'd be fun. Be
Yeah.
good times.
Something to plan for.
Yeah. And then we can
All right, man.
yeah, ready to leave this? Get the fuck out of here. Eat some dinner.
Yeah, we'll make some dinner. Giggle, ponder.
You just can't stop thinking about Hector now.
Yeah. It's all the random roles. I'm gonna get in trouble at work for taking pictures of people I think could be played as Hector.
Make a Hector name tag and just start putting it on everyone. Oh Christ.
Ooh. That'd be a fun game. It's like where you put a sticky note on somebody's back, but you have to put it like right where a name tag would be.
Yeah. Just get the one in that like is magnet. Like, hey, what's that over there?
Yeah.
Snaps to it. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us on this magical adventure through the world of Gotham. And
yeah, Gotham and zombies. Ooh, crossover.
I'm sure there's a Batman mod. I'll find
Yeah.
out. I'll find out.
Ooh. Next week we talk about
how everything didn't work.
Yeah.
All right. Cheerio.
Signing off. Love you.
Kisses.
Thank you everybody for coming to You've Already Peaked Gaming.
We'll be back next week.
Where it's all downhill from here.
I love the taglines.
Yeah.
You've already peaked gaming. Everything hurts.
Where your back never stops hurting.
All right. Bye-bye.
Later, man.